What I'm going to present this afternoon is basically the result of the studies that we have conducted not only in Biri Island but also in other municipalities of Northern Samar, covered by our fieldworks in the province starting in 2010 until 2014, which is forced under the support or with support from the province of Northern Samar. So as introduced, I'm Alan Hill Fernando. I'm a geologist from the National Institute of Geological Sciences. And with me are my colleagues and students from UP NIGS who were involved in the early stage of the research which we conducted in Northern Samar. So just to give you an overview, so hindi muna ako didiretso sa geology ng Biri. So bibigyan muna natin ng konteksto kung ano ba yung geology, ano yung mga bato na makikita sa probinsya ng Samar. So this is the geologic map of Samar Island from the Mines and Geosciences Bureau in 2004. I think this was published in 2004. So you can see here the map of Northern Samar. It's very colorful. The colors here actually represent the different kinds of rocks that we can see in the province, with each color of the rock representing a formation. It's a group of basically rocks with different lithologies and with different what we call ages. So may edad itong mga bato na ito. So kung yung mga previous presentation, we're dealing with recent records, historical records. So what I'm going to present are basically the records that are left in rocks, sa bato. So kaya nga yung mga geologists daw, inventor daw kami. So, kasi yung history ng isang lugar, sa pag-aaral ng bato, nai-interpret namin hindi lang ang edad, kung hindi pati na rin yung mga proseso na pinagdaanan ng mga bato, milyong taon ang nakakaraan, base, for example, sa mga laman ng mga fossils, anong klaseng mga bato, anong klaseng mga sediments ang makikita sa iba-ibang lugar dito sa Northern Samar and Samar Island in general. So dun sa red box na makikita nyo sa mapa, ito yung parte ng Northern Samar na aming minapa ng 2010 to 2014. And in the old geologic map of Northern Samar, meron tayong tatlong rock units na makikita sa Northern Samar. The first one is the Ram Formation. The Ram Formation is represented by the orange-colored areas or rocks in Northern Samar, which are composed of different kinds of rocks. So merong sedimentary, may igneous. So pag sinabing sedimentary rock, ito yung mga bato na nabuo sa mga ilog, sa mga dagat, mula sa pagkabulok ng mga bato, nadala sa dagat, nadala sa ilog. So iba yung kanilang proseso. As opposed to igneous rocks, which are basically products of volcanic eruption. So you might wonder, or you might, think, bakit mayroon tayong mga igneous rocks sa Northern Samar? And the simple reason for that is millions of years ago, you have volcanoes here in Northern Samar which are not that active anymore. But records of those volcanoes, records of those volcanic activities are preserved in the igneous rocks which are found all over Northern Samar. And one specific rock that we can find in the Allen Lavezaris area is yung Mawo Volcanic. So if I'm not mistaken, Mawo is the old name for the town of Victoria. So Mawo Volcanics, these are volcanic rocks that were produced or that were deposited in Northern Samar millions of years ago. So milyong taon ang pinag-uusapan natin mga bato. Kung kayo ay nagbabiyahe, for example, sa Lope de Vega area, mula Catbalogan papunta sa Allen, mayroon siguro kayong mapapansin na mga bato along the highway na parang may mga layer or parang merong mga, ang tawag namin doon, mga beds or parang mga hagdan. So that formation is actually what we call Catbalogan Formation. So Catbalogan Formation is about 11 to 3 million years old. So medyo matanda yung bato na yon na na-deposit sa ilalim ng dagat. So you can think of Samar Island 11 million years ago as basically covered by marine environment. So lubog ang Northern Samar nung time na nabuo ang Catbalogan Formation, na base sa pangalan ng bato, siya ay unang nakilala or unang dinescribe sa lugar ng Catbalogan. And then yung pinakahuli, makikita ninyo yung, by the way, Catbalogan Formation here is the light brown colored part of the island. The Ram Formation is the orange one. And then yung mga brown, kung saan makikita yung Biri Island, in the map of MGB, it was mapped as part of Calikoan Formation, which is composed of limestones, clay stones, na sinasabi nila na makikita sa Biri Island. Pero ang tanong, ito bang mapa, na matanda na kasi itong mga mapa na to, hindi pa updated, itong mapa na ito ba ay maituturing natin na parang eksakto? Kasi alam naman natin na compared to the other islands we have here in the Visayas region, Samar is one of the most understudied area. So bihira ang mga nag-aaral ng geology sa Northern Samar, which I think became the primary reason why our team, composed of faculty and graduate students from UP NIGS, decided to go to Samar in 2010 to be able to map not only the mainland part of Northern Samar, but also explore the very beautiful island of Biri, which we are declaring today as a National Geologic Monument. So I think yun yung main reason ata kung bakit kami nag-Northern Samar. So may nagsabi lang sa amin, maganda sa Biri, punta kayo. At hindi naman kami nagsisi, kasi since 2010, I have visited Biri Island for I don't know how many times already, but every visit to Biri Island is a unique experience. Not only for me, but also for the students that I bring to the island. So this is the map that we produce in Northern Samar. So if you will see, we only covered areas along the main highway. And I think the main problem here is the accessibility of the areas in the middle part of the area that we studied. So we covered the municipalities of Mondragon to Lavezares, from Lavezares to Calbayog, and from Calbayog to Mondragon. So ano yung mga nakita namin na mga bato, yung mga important findings, which I will be sharing this afternoon, that would be of importance to the Biri National Geological Monument. So we have, number one, nalaman namin sa pag-aaral ng aking estudyante. She's now working in UK, so she's already done with her PhD. So nalaman namin na yung Catbalogan Formation ay mas matanda ang edad. Hindi lang siya 11 million years old. I think umaabot siya ng mga 13 million years old. So kung meron kayong pagkakataon na makahinto sa mga bato, syempre dapat mag-ingat paghihinto sa highway, titingin ng bato, there is a big possibility that you will find a lot of fossils, mga shells, mga sinaunang mga hayop na nabuhay sa Samar, milyong taon ang nakakaraan. Ang pangalawang finding namin ay yung pag-recognize ng pangalawang klase ng alkaline igneous rock sa Philippines na pinangalanan naming Allen phonolite base sa unang-unang pagkakataon na nakita namin yung bato sa munisipyo ng Allen. So, but Allen phonolite, as I will be showing you later, can also be found in the municipality of Lavezares. So, this is very important because alkali igneous rock, so pag sinabing igneous rock, ito yung mga bato na galing sa bulkan, bihira itong makita sa Pilipinas. Before the discovery of the Allen phonolite, the only place that is known to have alkaline igneous rock is in northern Luzon, in Isabela. So it's called the Cordon Syenite. That's why we were surprised to discover that such kind of rock actually exists in Northern Samar. The only record of phonolite we have in the Philippines, something that Northern Samar and Allen should be very proud of. Kasi pwede itong gawin na isang geosite kasama sa gagamitin natin ng mga dokumento na para masabi na talagang karapat-dapat ang Northern Samar para isang maging geopark. So, Allen phonolite. And then we have here also, we conducted like a detailed study of the rocks we have in Biri Island. So, nalaman namin yung edad ng Biri. So, mamaya i-discuss ko kung gaano katanda ang mga bato sa Biri Island, which resulted to the recognition of 2 new rock units in the municipality of Biri. They're called Magasang Formation named after one of the islets you can find along the northeastern coast of Biri Island. And then we have another one, it's called Biri Volcanic Complex, another volcanic or another igneous rock, which again is very mysterious because we don't know where these volcanic rocks are actually coming from. And I think yung pinaka-highlight ng nagawa naming pag-aaral sa Biri will be the recognition of these analcime-bearing sandstones and conglomerates, which I will be happy to discuss in detail in the next few slides. So let's begin with Allen phonolite. So Allen phonolite, like what I said, it's an alkaline igneous rock, so mataas ang kanyang sodium at potassium. Very different from the volcanoes or mga volcanic rocks that we can find all over the Philippines, which are andesite or basalt in composition. So bihira sa tectonic setting ng Pilipinas na magkaroon ng phonolite. That's why if you're going to look at the map, the lower right side of the slide, this map shows the location of where the phonolites are located all over the world. You can see that there's no record whatsoever in the Philippines. So we still haven't submitted that Allen or phonolite actually exists in Allen. So if this map will be updated very soon, you will find a small dot kung nasaan ang Pilipinas, and that would be represented by Allen phonolite. So this is the geologic map of the student who did his master's in Allen and Lavezares. So it's a very small area in this peninsula na yung unang-unang exposure actually nakita namin sa Barangay Kabakungan, but later on we found out that it's all over Lavezares, particularly in Barangay Villa and in Barangay Balicuatro. Base sa pag-aaral ng edad ng bato, mayroong volcanic activity dito sa Allen Lavezares area 14 to 16 million years ago. And these volcanic rocks occur as lava flows. So if you've seen Mayon volcano, like erupting, yung mga incandescent na mga lava flows, yung mga nagfo-flow sa slopes ng volcano, so you can think of Allen phonolite being deposited that way. And nasaan yung tinuturo na volcanic edifice o yung bulkan kung saan posibleng nanggaling Allen phonolite. I'm not sure if this is the right name for that mountain in Allen. In literature, it's sometimes referred to as Mount Tagontang, minsan Mount Tagontong. But according to the student who did his study in Allen phonolite, he believes that Mount Tagontong or Tagontang is the locality or the place where the igneous rocks are coming from. So these are some, hindi ganun ka-appealing yung bato. They don't look exciting. But for us geologists, these are really exciting rocks. They're black, they're dark, but once you observe them under the microscope, dun lumilitaw yung kagandahan at yung significance ng bato na ito. So I'm going to show you some pictures later as well. So this is an outcrop of Allen phonolite in Barangay Balicuatro. So yung makikita nyo para mga bitak-bitak, ang tawag dyan ay cooling joint na nagsisignify na yung lava flow ay na-deposit sa lupa, sa taas ng lupa. At yung nasa kanan, kung makikita ninyo, pillow lavas, ito naman yung mga lava flow na na-deposit sa ilalim ng dagat. And what do they look like up close? They look something like this. So basically, parang meron kang tube ng toothpaste, pinres mo or pinisama yung toothpaste o yung tube, then lalabas yung toothpaste, magpapatong-patong. That's actually an indication that the lava flow actually occurred underwater. So you have volcanism happening on land and underwater representing Allen phonolite. What do the rocks look like? So these are the two types of rocks that we can find for Allen phonolite. Yung isa na fine-grained. Pag sinabing fine-grained, walang makikitang mga mineral. Pero yung isa, yung nasa kanan, yan yung tinatawag naming aphanoporphyritic phonolite, na ang ibig sabihin ay meron kang malalaking mga mineral or malalaking kristal na kahit hindi mo tingnan sa hand lens or sa microscope, kaya mo silang makita or kayang ma-identify. And what is that specific mineral we can find in allen-phonolite? The name is analcime. So analcime, yung mga pink, yung mga brown, when they're exposed to seawater, they sometimes turn to green or white in color. So yung pagkabulok na mga mineral, they result to changes in color. So this is very unique. We have had the opportunity to visit the outcrop of allen-phonolite last March, and we have collected some samples that can be used by the provincial government to display, because I think this is a good opportunity to educate our students regarding the importance of this igneous rock and the fact that they're present here in Northern Samar. So yung nasa kanan, by the way, yan yung itsura ng bato pag tiningnan sa microscope. They don't look good, but again, for us geologists, they're really exciting. It says a lot of things about that rock. So yung 2010 na visit namin, so these are my students who joined me in this, what you call it, reconnaissance fieldwork. So maraming pinagdaanan. Na-cancel yung flight papuntang Katarman. We have to go to Tacloban. We have to take the van from Tacloban to Katarman, then Katarman to Allen, Lavizares. And of course, you know, for those of you who have visited Biri Island, hindi madali minsan mag-cross ng Biri Island because of the wave condition or sometimes because of the weather. But during that time, we were very fortunate to be able to visit Biri. And for the first time, we're able to witness or see that the rocks in Biri Island are very different from the rocks that we have in mainland Northern Samar. And this is what I'm going to, starting from this slide, makikita natin yung connection kung bakit ko diniscuss yung Biri, yung Allen, bago yung Biri, kasi yung mga bato na makikita sa Biri Island ay nanggaling mula sa pagkabulok ng mga bato sa Allen, Lavizares area. Sa mako-connect natin, no, yung sinasabi nating connection between the source of the sediments, the allen-phonolite, at yung lugar o yung dagat kung saan na-deposit yung mga bato which now comprise the Biri rocks. Okay? So this is the geologic map of Biri. So yung green na color dito, yan yung Magasang Formation. It is a sedimentary rock na nabuo sa ilalim ng dagat. Gaano kalalim? Base sa aming interpretasyon, umaabot sa almost 1,000 meters ang lalim ng dagat kung saan nabuo ang Magasang Formation. So may isip ninyo, ano yung mga tectonic processes na nag-angat dito sa mga lupa o sa mga sediments na ito na dating nasa malalim na parte ng dagat. And then yung kulay pink dito sa gitna ng ng Biri Island, yung Biri Volcanic Complex. Unfortunately, wala pa kaming edad, wala pa kaming makuwang age kung gaano katanda yung volcanic rocks o yung mga igneous rocks na ito. That's why makikita ninyo question mark kung gaano katanda yung igneous rock. So yan yung product, yung result ng pag-aaral na ginawa namin sa Biri Island along with my colleagues and my students. So this is the picture, not this one, but this one. So basically just showing you the extent of the Magasang Formation or the sedimentary rocks we have in Biri. So this is in the northeastern part of Biri Island. Pag sinabing stratotype, dito namin pinagbasihan kung saan ipapangalan yung bato. And we chose Magasang because I think it's the best exposure of sedimentary rocks we have in Biri Island. And you've seen the very nice outcrops or mga rock formation. So hindi siya simpleng thousands of years, hindi simpleng dekada kung paano nabuo itong mga bato na ito. It's actually a product of millennia or even millions of years of geologic processes, starting from the time when it was uplifted, inangat mula sa ilalim ng dagat, hanggang sa siya ay na-exposed sa mga alon ng Pacific Ocean. Kaya nagkaroon ka ng mga spectacular landscape na makikita along that coast of Biri Island. So ano ang characteristic ng Biri, ng Magasang Formation? So pag sinabing mudstone, isipin lang ninyo putek na naging bato, siltstone or sandstone, buhangin na naging bato, conglomerate, graba na naging bato. So meron kayong idea kung gaano kalaki yung mga sediments na nagko-comprise sa mga bato na nagko-comprise sa Magasang Formation. Pero ano ang kakaiba dito sa Magasang Formation? Instead na ang kanyang laman ay yung mga mineral na nakikita nating very usual sa mga sedimentary rock dito sa Pilipinas, siya ay naglalaman ng 80% or umaabot ng 80% na analcime mineral. At kung matatandaan ninyo yung analcime, yan yung mineral na makikita sa igneous rock sa Allen phonolite. Kaya nako-connect natin, saan nanggaling ang bato sa Biri? Nanggaling mula sa pagkabulok ng mga phonolite sa Allen Lavizares area na ngayon ay makikita dito sa Biri Island. And this is a very special kind of rock because I've seen and I've searched for literature regarding the presence of analcime-rich sandstone. No one else or nowhere else in the world you can find a sandstone like this. I think it's the only place in the world where we have this kind of sandstone, which is again why this is a very important find for the province of Northern Samar na magsusuporta dito, na sinuportahan na, kaya siya naging National Geologic Monument at magiging isa sa mga geosites natin for the Northern Samar Geopark. Gaano katanda yung bato? So madalas namin makita to sa mga magazine, sa mga vlogs. Nire-report yung age ng Biri to be around 23 million years old. But actually, it's 23 to around 18 million years old. So it's a very old rock. Well, not as old as the other rocks we have in the Philippines. Ang difference lang, nung time na to, walang tao. Nasa ilalim ng dagat ang Biri. Walang nakapagsulat. No? Kasi nga walang tao. Kung ano ang nangyari sa Biri during this time. That's why yung interpretation namin ng mga geologists base sa mga nakikita namin sa mga bato sa mga lugar. So lahat ng interpretation namin is actually based on what we see in these different kinds of rocks. And some of the evidence we have in the sedimentary rocks of Magasang Formation will be the presence of these fossils. May lamang mga fossil, yung mga bato sa Magasang. Pag sinabing fossil, ito yung mga plant or animal na na-preserve sa bato na minsan umaabot sa milyon-milyon ang edad. Yung nasa taas, na parang mga, hindi ko alam kung ano itsura sa inyo, pero mukhang mga stars, mukhang mga flowers. Ang tawag namin sa kanila ay calcareous nanofossil. And you know how big these fossils are? They're very small. They're like several microns in size. Mas malaki pa yung dot na makikita nyo sa mga souvenir program na binigay sa inyo when you registered for the event. So these are very small. These are marine organisms and are very good age indicators. And the reason why we were able to say that Biri or Magasang Formation is 23 million years old is because of these fossils. Kung medyo matagal kayo sa Biri, no, pwede kong ikutin yung mga bato, yung mga rock formation, you might be able to see also evidence of fossil coral. Makikita dito sa picture. Although hindi malinaw, but this is a fossil coral na nagsasuggest na 20 million years ago, meron kang mga corals, mga bahura, yung coral reef na tinatawag natin, na posibleng pinanggalingan ng coral na na-incorporate sa sedimentary rocks sa Biri. And then, yung pinakahuli, itong ichnofossil. Ichnofossils are trace fossils. Ang definition ng trace fossil, these are fossilized behavior of organisms which are indicative of water depth. Ano ang fossilized behavior? So just imagine yourself walking along the beach, Di ba, minsan pagka putik yung nilakaran ninyo, mag-iiwan kayo ng mga footprints na pwedeng tumigas, pwedeng mapatungan, and later on pwedeng maging fossil. Walang evidence na merong tao na umapak doon sa putik na yon, but the fact na merong kang footprint, ibig sabihin merong animal activity or human activity na nangyari millions of years ago. And that's the beauty and that's the significance of ichnofossils. Because even though you don't have any organism or wala kang fossil, meron kang ebidensya na may nabuhay na animal during that time. Hindi ko alam kung napapansin ninyo, parang may mga kurba-kurba. No? Baka mas maganda sa next na picture, I'm going to show you. This one on top, nasa baba ng picture, parang meron kang makikita na, parang power of power of suggestion. Parang meron kayo makikita na mga tracks or mga traces, no, which is more evident actually in this picture here. So these are all traces of animals na nag-move sa mud millions of years ago, which you can find in abundance in Biri Island if you're observant enough. But of course, you have to recognize minsan kasi sa sobrang laki nung Biri Island, sometimes you're just mesmerized with the beauty that you forget to look at the details of what you can see in these rocks. But if you will spend like a week or two in Biri Island, you might be able to see some of these ichnofossils. And I am very happy to share with you, we're actually coming up with a paper. It's about ichnofossils of the Philippines. And some pictures from the Biri Rock Formation or from the Biri Rocks will be included in this paper. So hopefully we'll be able to publish this either within the year or next year. So they're very good depth indicators. Medyo mahaba na ata yung talk, but just going to show you some features or sedimentary features in Magasang Formation. So Magasang Formation or Biri Island, I hope that a lot of students will be able to visit this, particularly mga geology majors or undergraduate students, because this is a natural laboratory. Ang daming pwedeng pag-aralan. No? Hindi lang yung mga paleontologists tulad ko, kundi pati na rin yung mga nag-aaral, for example, yung mga tsunami, yung mga storm surge, because we've seen evidence that in this part of Biri, and actually not only in Biri but also in the eastern part of northern Samar, we have evidence na meron kayong mga boulders, yung malalaking mga bato that were probably transported by what we call extreme wave events, which can include tsunami and storm surges. But these particular sedimentary structures, they're very good indicators of processes that the sediments in Magasang Formation have undergone. So punta tayo sa highlight. No? Sinabi ko na kanina, Biri is the only place in the world where you can see these analcime-rich sandstones and conglomerates. So this is what the analcime looks like. So they're green minerals, they're feldspathoids, and they are very common in the sandstone of Biri, not only in sandstones but also in conglomerates. Recently, our colleague from the Mines and Geoscience Bureau provided us with data supporting that these minerals are actually indeed analcime. So the data was actually provided by Dr. Kevin Garas of MGB. So kumbaga kinonfirm lang niya na ito talaga ay analcime. Again, very common dito sa bato sa Biri. So the next time you go to Biri, magtataka, siguro naman nakita niyo yung Biri, green ang color niya. And the reason why green ang color ng sediments, because the minerals to begin with are also green in color. So that's the signature of analcime. And this is like a model, yung nasa upper right. Yan yung model kung ano itsura, ng analcime. So the crystal form is trapezohedron. Maraming well-formed na crystals na makikita sa Biri, pero sana wag kolektahin kasi kailangan protektahan at kailangan maiwasan na magkutkot. Baka naman lahat ng tao magkutkot kasi sobrang cute nito. Well, actually, I'm guilty, but I did that for academic purposes. So I collected some. No, I think I gave, I forgot, Carl. Maybe I gave Carl like a mineral. Pero hopefully, ma-preserve yung bato, hindi kutkuti ng mga tao. Kasi baka naman, well, magandang nandun lang siya. The guides will be, siguro pwedeng sabihan yung mga guide that they won't allow the people or the tourists, number one, not to vandalize the rock formation, and just to leave all these minerals in the rocks because we need to preserve this for future generation and for future tourists going to Northern Samar. Just some pictures. Yung A and B, these are conglomerate. So para mga graba na naging bato. Yung C and D, yan yung mga sandstone. E and F, these are the phonolites or the sandstone under a microscope. And the ones on the right, these are the other composition or the other materials that we can find in the sandstones of Magasang Formation as well. I was able to give Ma'am Josette a while ago my last copy of this journal. So I think I also gave this copy of journal to Biri, LGU, and to I think Carl, nabigyan ko din ng copy. So this is, I forgot which island is this from Biri, one of the rock formations. But we came up with this special issue of the Journal of the Geological Society of the Philippines with Biri as a cover. So hopefully we'll be able to print special copies or additional copies of this so that you can also distribute this to your visitors and your constituents. This is a work in progress, like what was mentioned by Dr. Garas, in coordination with geologists from Mines and Geosciences Bureau, our colleagues from UP-NIGS. This is our next project, yung next na task namin, to be able to come up with a model of how Biri Formation or the Biri rocks were formed. But basically, just to give you a snapshot of what the area looked like or could have looked like 20 million years ago. So you can think of the Allen Lavizaris area as the one that is being the source of the volcanic rocks, yung Allen phonolite. Then, of course, you have the rivers that would carry the weathered products, the weathered rocks towards the marine environment, kung saan na-deposit yung mga sandstone ng Magasang Formation. So makikita natin yung connection ng dalawang area which are composed of different but special lithologies. So yung pinakabata na bato sa Biri will be the Biri Volcanic Complex. So ang lithology neto ay andesite na mga lava flow, which again is very different from the rocks we have in Allen. Ito yung mas malapit sa mga igneous rocks na makikita all over the Philippines. But what is so interesting here is that we don't know where these volcanic rocks came from. Hindi namin alam kung saan nanggaling itong mga volcanic rocks na ito. Our suspect before was this island here because there's a lagoon. It's Macarite. So, inisip namin baka yan yung crater. But when we went there, it's actually parang a fish pond ata to. Then the rocks are actually the same as the rocks we have in mainland, Biri Island. So, sandstone siya. So, it's still an enigma. It's still a question where these volcanic rocks came from. And we don't know the age. That's why, again, we're collaborating with our colleagues from MGB and from UP-NIGS to be able to study these volcanic rocks in detail. And for those of you who've been to Biri, yung isa sa pinakamagandang exposure ng bato na ito ay yung liog-liog. No? Yung makikita sa pantalan or habang pupunta ka sa Biri, that can be one of the geosites or that can be one of the areas that can be visited by people visiting the island. So just series of pictures, what the Biri volcanic rocks look like in the field, and under the microscope. So ito mas colorful, yung mga igneous rock na makikita sa Biri Island compared to the Allen phonolite. So yung mga pinakita ko na mga bato, it just shows you that we still need to do a lot of research to be able to understand completely what happened in Biri Island and Northern Samar in general. So, hindi dito nagtatapos yung pag-aaral ng mga bato kasi yung mga resulta na nakuha namin, actually, it opened more questions na pwedeng gawin ng aming mga colleagues or kung meron tayong ibang mga geologists who are based in the region na pwedeng magawa yung ibang pag-aaral na hindi namin nagawa. Well, you're very much welcome to help us to be able to understand completely what happened to Biri Island. Kaya nga sabi ko lagi, I always tell this to my students, Biri Rock is really geologically very interesting. It's very beautiful. No, I've been to Biri Island several times already. I have had accidents in Biri Island, pero hindi yan naging hadlang para makabalik ng Biri because every opportunity I have or every time I visit Biri Island, it's a different level of experience which I hope all of you will be able to experience as well. Dagdagan ko lang, sorry medyo malapit nang matapos, dagdagan ko lang yung pinresent ni Dr. Garas kanina regarding the National Geological Monuments. So, ito lang, pinapakita dito kung gaano ka-regular or gaano ka-irregular yung pag-establish ng National Geological Monument. So, nasabi ni Dr. Garas kanina, the last time a geological monument was established was in 2003 for the Palawan. And ito yung type ng landform or landscape, kung ano yung mga na-declare na mga geological monument. Yung karst landscape, ito yung mga limestones. Kung nasan yung ating mga limestone, 100 Islands, Underground River, Montalban Gorge, Chocolate Hills. So those are karst landforms. Volcanic landform, nag-iisa lang, Taal Volcano. Recent environment, yung ating La Paz or Paway sand dunes. But look at the island group. Kung ilan yung geological monument na makikita sa Luzon, sa Visayas at sa Mindanao, most of the NGMs are located in Luzon. We have one in Visayas, and we have none in Mindanao. So with the establishment of the Biri Rock National Geological Monument, nag-increase ng 100% yung NGM dito sa Visayas, and hopefully, more NGMs will be established in the Visayas and in Mindanao region in the years to come. At yan ay mangyayari kasi napaka-active po ng National Committee on Geological Sciences. So finally, we were able to meet on a regular basis. Bakit Biri? Number one, napakataas ng kanyang scientific value. Aside from yung aesthetic value ng lugar. Accessibility, although challenging minsan, but still, compared to other areas, they're very accessible. So I would like to end my slide by showing you these pictures I took of Biri Island in the years that I've been there. So iba-ibang mga taon to, iba-ibang mga tao na kasama ko. So lahat sila, amazed by the beauty of Biri Island. So congratulations to Northern Samar for the active participation in making this event a reality. And finally, masasabi natin na meron na tayo talagang a National Geologic Monument dito sa Northern Samar. So congratulations po sa inyong lahat.